Brothers were beaten, their Bibles and literature burned for refusing to buy political party cards.
One of the fascinating things with Jehovah Witnesses is their loyalty to the governing body. If the governing body makes up a rule based on their current understanding of the Bible, the Jehovah Witnesses will support it 100%. But if the governing body themselves violate this rule, they will support the governing body 100%, and they will say it's not really a big deal when the governing body does this. I can give you one example. Jehovah Witnesses in Malawi were expected to buy a Partycard, and they run into a lot of problems when they refuse to doing this. So if I were living in Malawi, and probably a lot of Christians like me, they would say that buying this Partycard is just a taxation, because in a country with only one party, that party would represent the government and a piece of the political infrastructure. So it's just a case of taxation. So you pay this, you give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and you move on with your life. But Jehovah Witnesses would say that no, it's not just a piece of paper. It is something bigger than that. There are principles involved. So my conscience as a African Jehovah Witness would be limited by a ruling by the Watchtower. Well, Watchtower also have a doctrine called Theocratic warfare. That means that the Watchtower are allowed to lie to a government official in order to obtain different perks, like government funding in Norway. Well, I would say not being raped, not being tortured, comes in the category of theocratic warfare on what's acceptable of lying to avoid something. Lying to obtain government funding, that's not really theocratic warfare. That is fraud, literally fraud. If I would lie to the government to obtain money, that is immoral, that is fraud. If I would lie to the government because I don't want to be raped and tortured, that is more moral, sustainable, and I could explain that with a good conscience. So, if you think about the doctrine of theocratic warfare, would it be able for me to print my own party card? I could print my own card and show it to the government. And witnesses would say no, because you would be disfellowshipped if you did that. It's the principle of not having this card, according to the governing body's ruling of their understanding of Jehovah's thoughts. So there's no option for me to pray to God and come up to my own understanding. Well, then the question is, if we look at this video that is made by the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society for propaganda purposes, how did Watchtower make this video? If we see in this video, we can clearly see that they are using as a prop an actual party card. So Watchtower either bought this card, found it on a flea market, or printed it. And this is the point where Jehovah Witnesses would say, well, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. So if Watchtower print themselves a party card because they see it's important for their, it's not a big deal. So if you believe in religion, you basically believe in magic. There's some kind of magic walking around here. So if you take this certain fruit, mankind is doomed because of what this fruit represents. It doesn't have any powers by itself, but what it represents is so powerful that it will kill millions of people. It's not poisonous, it's just this kind of magic quality. So not having a party card is the same kind of magic quality. You cannot buy it. No. It's more than a piece of paper. It is a big deal. You cannot buy it on a flea market and show it to people and say, oh, I forgot my ID today, but I have my party card, and yes, Donald Gustafsson, that is my name, so I paid my dues. Please don't rape me, please don't kill me, please don't burn me at the stake. No, you're not allowed to do that. It is a big deal. You're not allowed to forge it and say that this is theocratic warfare, and theocratic warfare is acceptable when I don't want anyone to rape my wife. And Watchtowers say, no. A Partycard, it is a big deal. It's not just a piece of paper, it is a big deal. And then when Watchtower themselves want to make a propaganda video, somehow they get hand of an actual Partycard, or they make one themselves, print it out, walk around with it and say, no, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And I agree with them, 100%, it's not a big deal. But how come whenever Watchtower is in legal problem for shunning, refusing people to vote, telling people not to do their duty in civil service of their nation, when it comes to all these things that can cause legal problem for Watchtower, they always say, well, we cannot tell people what to do, it's their personal decision. While having a piece of paper to avoid being raped, when Jesus said, pay to Caesar what is Caesar. So basically, pay to Caesar what is Caesar unless you want to get raped. And Watchtowers say, yes, you can get raped. Because this paper is a big deal. But when it comes to making a propaganda video, it's not a big deal. It's just a piece of paper. Well, I agree with Watchtower. It's just a piece of paper. And you are very disrespectful to other people's conscience. People should be allowed to decide for themselves if they want to have a piece of paper. Now Vivian is attacking my tripod. Thanks to my patrons, I bought a new microphone that makes editing out all this noise easier. And you know what happened when you buy a microphone? Vivian! Yes, this is a wonderful day. Just as an act of defiance, I would really like if someone could help me find an actual Partycard from Malawi. And I would like to pay for it. I don't want it as a gift. I want to pay a small sum of money. But I would like to have a Partycard from Malawi. So, life is great. I hope you are one of my 144,000 subscribers. And now I'll go home and edit this video and see if the microphone is working. See you in paradise.